All right, well, hello everyone. It's raining outside. 13.2.8 FSD on standard. Just want to do a little drive here. Talk about an update on Mark Rober's video. So let's go ahead and get this started here. Do the wipe. Does he feel confident? Does he feel confident that I can see through this through the rainwater on the windshield? Gotta do it for it. So I can't see. Anyways, so yeah, the update on Mark Rober's video. I I was watching AI drivers stuff on his response to it and everything, and uh, it makes sense. Like why didn't he use full self driving? I mean, it fooled me. Why didn't he use full self driving instead of autopilot? I mean, he is a NASA engineer, well, a former NASA engineer. Why didn't he experiment more with it? He did say in an interview, saying that it was mainly a video about LiDAR, but you've donated to this LiDAR company and you're really good friends with the CEO of the LiDAR company. Why it makes you seem so biased to the LiDAR company, um, not using full self-driving instead of autopilot? Because I think I've seen that autopilot does it like things at 1 frame per second, not per second, but 1 frame at a time, and while full self-driving does it multiple frames at a time. So it would seem like even if both of them are using cameras, autopilot is using a lot less camera than full self-driving is. Why wouldn't you use full self-driving, um, unless you just don't know that? You have a Tesla. You said you're going to upgrade to a newer Tesla. Well, what's the deal here? You know what I mean? So I mean, you're a scientist, and most of your other videos, from what I heard, are science driven and a lot of experimentation. It just seems like you didn't, like what AI driver said. You weren't really like infatuated with this topic as you should have been if you're doing a video about it. It seems like you're just doing the video just for the LiDAR company, and you're like, oh, Tesla's an easy target. Let's use autopilot on Tesla. Or target, as in quotation marks there. Because full self-driving system is a lot more complex than autopilots, and I feel like autopilot really needs an update. I feel like autopilot should have the full self-driving system ish, if you will. Not it like autopilot is a very old system where full self-driving is not. Full self-driving is way more of a complex system, but I feel uh, like with autopilot, you need to keep your hand on the steering wheel pretty much all times, or a weight on the steering wheel pretty much all times. Whereas full self-driving, you can just look forward because it's using the camera up here. Why can't autopilot get that? Is it because autopilot just doesn't have the code for it? I feel like you just need to update autopilot for that. So I don't know. Just seems like an obvious mistake on Tesla's part to not update autopilot. And also, just a thing on Mark Rober not testing full self driving, even though it literally shows full self driving in the thumbnail, and also, uh, saying can you full self driving cars? Because autopilot is not self driving. It's not a full self driving suite. You have traffic aware cruise control and auto steer, which in turn is kind of like self driving, but it can't. It doesn't do what full self driving does, where it can't change lanes for you. It can't. It's not self driving. It's a glorified cruise control. That's what that is. It only works best if there's a car in front of you with autopilot, with a traffic or cruise control. Because like, I had a video where, I was going on an off ramp, going back onto another highway, and if I didn't have a car in front of me, I was using regular autopilot. If I'd have a car in front of me, I'd be going 65 on that off ramp. Whereas I had a car in front of me, so it's matching its speed um, at 30 miles per hour, 29 miles per hour. Um, and then I was holding the steering wheel, turning with it. So I don't know. Autopilot is not a full self-driving system. It's not a self-driving system. It's a glorified cruise control. It's a very poorly named glorified cruise control. Like right here. So we have a mile until we need to exit because full self-driving took the wrong exit. It needs to, so it's going to wedge its way into here. And it needs to get over one more, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to get yelled at here, but I want to see what it needs to do. Yeah, it needs to do a UE here. So hopefully it gets into here. Yeah, it got lucky. It got lucky. There's a lot of traffic going off onto this exit here, but it got lucky. And it just needs to do a full 180 here. And then it added like 5 minutes to my drive time. But I genuinely think if you would have tested full self-driving, um, it not, I wouldn't say maybe completely different, um, but it would have been a little bit different. I don't think, I think it would have solved the road. It would have solved the wall. Can't you go left here? Or no, it doesn't look like it can. Okay, I guess. I guess we'll get to see a U-turn here. Nice, nice. I guess we'll get to see a U-turn right here. Oh, no U-turns. U-turns prohibited. Never mind. Except authorized vehicles. Nope, I'm not doing that. Also, there's no there's no U-turn area. I don't know what the car would have done there. There's no U-turn area there. I think we can enable full self-driving again. But yeah, there was no U-turn. It was going to go over a hump. That's probably why only authorized vehicles were allowed there. But yeah, it's funny. But yeah, it would have done a U-turn there and would have been no bueno. But yeah, that's all I have to say about um, Rober's video there. Just seems like was a missed opportunity to not do full self-driving instead of autopilot. Because I was really looking forward to that. I was like, ooh, what will full self-driving do? I like watching those videos. In the times that the car was driving on double yellow lines too, autopilot would not do that. But if you haven't seen it, watch AI's driver's video. It's a lot of good points he makes. All right, so it doesn't look like it's raining. I mean, it's sprinkling a little bit. Good gray clouds, but it's sprinkling a little bit. I mean, full self-driving, took the wrong exit on there. Oh my goodness. We're going into a full U-turn roundabout and to go all the way back to where I wanted to go. Um, I do want to see what happens here with the cones here. But other than that, I mean, this is just a normal drive that I want to talk about Mark Rober's video because it fooled me. It really did. But I'm also a simpleton. Okay, pick a lane, buddy. Pick a lane. Man, this is a not good so far. I also wanted to talk about FSD in China, FSD learning things. I mean, I have, yeah, I usually have full self driving, driving me to and from work, even though I don't really live that far from work. Okay, pick a lane, buddy. Pick a lane, FSD. Um, and I feel like FSD is learning my drive. So when we're turning, it goes from here. Okay, let's see what happens here. Again, pick a lane, FSD. Okay, and it stopped all the way back here, which is fine, which is fine. Okay, and it pulls up, and it is pulling up to see if it can turn. Okay, there's a lot of cars coming. There's no way it's going to be able to turn on this red. Um, yeah, I feel like FSD is learning my drive. Even if it is a little drive. So when we're turning, so like this, where but instead of turning right, it turns left, and there's like a little median barrier in between. Um, like what it does, what it did before, in the same version, same version. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, it cut off somebody. I'm gonna have to speed up. All right. Well, the guy was slowing down. The Tesla cut off. The guy was slowing down. So I think the Tesla thought that it was letting him in. Maybe he was. But a median, like the stuff up here in the top of front here, it would turn and then it would like correct itself because it turned too tightly. Um, yeah, it turned too tightly. And it would like correct itself for like a split second, like jerk to the right to make it not hit the hit the curb. So they're here. This is the curb right here. You were at U-turn. What a U-turn. Um, and it doesn't do that anymore. And it's the same version, just doesn't do that anymore. Um, it will always like go wider than it used to, which I think is really cool. That's learning. It's like if you do a lot of drives in the same area, same place, same, you know, from work home, homework, you know, um, it starts learning its own drive and gets better over time on its own, the same version, which I think is pretty cool. All right, I guess we're just getting back on the highway. I'm probably just gonna skip past here because I think we just go on the highway. Yeah, we're just going back on the highway. All I mainly wanted to talk about was the Mark Rober video. I wasn't expecting to be on this long. So yeah, I think we're gonna instead of skipping, I think we're just gonna end it here. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking here. Um, very bad, very bad drive. To be honest, it did a lot. It cut off somebody. It was about to go on a U-turn that it can't. Um, not even just not even just the sign saying like, "Hey, no U-turns here." It's that it was going to go over a curb. I don't know if it would have. I stopped it before it did, but the navigation was saying to go over the curb. So whatever. And it also took the wrong exit, so it added 10 minutes to my drive, um, which would not have been good if I had to get somewhere really quickly. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you.